welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I really appreciate you stopping by. So before we get started, a couple of things. I do want to apologize for missing Market Prep Monday this past week. This is actually one of the projects I've been working on for Market Prep Monday, and it's a bulk order, and so I'm trying to finish that so I can post Market Prep Monday. So I hope that this video makes up for it, and it's really, really fun. It's a pretty easy pattern. The hardest stitch you need to learn is a bobble stitch, and I'm going to walk you through that if you're a beginning crocheter. This is super beginner friendly, pretty easy, works up pretty quickly, and yeah, I think it's something that'll hopefully make people smile when you give it to them. So, before we get started, I hope you know that Jesus loves you and you are so, so special, and I really appreciate you being here. So, I've got my pattern over here on the side, and I can put that in the description below, but I'm going to be referring to that while I'm going through this. So, you're going to start first with a magic ring, and this is something that took me a while to learn how to do, but I found a tutorial that really helped. I can't remember her name, but I'm going to kind of show you how I learned, and that's to do like a finger gun, like this. Hold the tail in these two fingers, take your top two pointer fingers, wrap over, under, and make an X, like that. Now you're going to flip your hands. You've got two loops on your hand. Under, grab this back loop, pull through, and grab the end that's still attached to the skein and make a chain stitch. There's your magic ring. And mine came out really big, so I'm going to pull on the tail just a little bit just to tighten it because I don't need it that big. Yeah, so that's a very, very easy way to make it. Sometimes it messes up, but usually after you do it a second or third time, it will work. So now that we've got our magic ring, we're going to single crochet 10 stitches. So under, yarn over, pull through 2. Under and into the magic ring, draw up a loop, pull through both loops. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, now that you've got all 10 of your single crochets in your magic ring, you're going to pull tight so that the loop closes, and you should have something that looks like this. So next, you're going to increase in each stitch. Now, a lot of patterns will have you chain 1 to make the next round. This one doesn't do that. So now an increase is just 2 single crochets. So insert your hook into the first single crochet you made, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, pull through both, and then repeat that process in the same stitch. And you want to remember also, this is your tail for your magic ring. You want to crochet over that if you can. So go under that when you go through the stitch, like this. You can see that I've got the stitch on my hook and I've got the tail hanging over so that you don't have to weave it in later. So you're going to increase in each stitch around. And again, an increase is just 2 single crochets in the same stitch. You should have 20 stitches when you're done. This is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now I did forget, I realized I forgot at the beginning of this video to tell you all the supplies you're going to need. So obviously you're going to need yarn. I'm using just, I believe this is Red Heart from Walmart, just green. I just needed a froggy color for my bulk order. And then this is a 5.25 millimeter I9 hook. This is a little bit bigger than my go-to hook recently, but this was like my first small crochet hook when I got back into crocheting, and it's a really good, like, just standby basic hook. You're also going to need scissors, and you're going to need some stuffing, and then something to use for the eyes. For me, I'm going to use googly eyes, but I need to go and find some googly eyes that are the right size. And then, or you could use, safety eyes if you want to. You could even crochet the eyes if you want. I'm just going to be doing the frog body today because I don't have the eyes yet. So yeah, you could also add, like some essential oils if you want to make it smell good, or if you want to, like, you could spray it with some perfume once you're done crocheting. You could do any of that stuff, and that'd be really cool to kind of just add a little extra layer. Okay, now we've done our increases in each stitch. Now we're going to do an increase and then a single crochet all the way around. So we should have about 30 stitches. So again, an increase is 2 single crochets in the same stitch, 1, 2, and then just a single crochet in the next stitch, 3. Whoop. And we're going to repeat that around. So again, we should have a total of 30 stitches. So increase 4, 5, single, 6. Increase 7, 8, single, 9. Increase 10, 11, single, 12. Increase 13, 14, single, 15. Increase 16, 17, single, 18, increase 19, 20, single, 21, increase 22, 23, single, 24, increase 25, 26, single, 27, and our last one is increase 28, 29, and single, 30. So that was 10 if you count in like chunks of how many times are you supposed to increase in single crochet. That's going to be 10 sets of increases and 10 single crochets. Um, so 10. So next we're going to do a an increase and then 2 single crochets. So similar to the last round, but we're going to single crochet twice in between each increase. So we start with the increase. 1, 2, single crochet, 3, 4, increase, 5, 6, single, 7, 8, increase, 9, 10, single, 11, 12, increase, 13, 14, single, 15, 16, increase, 17, 18, single, 19, 20, increase, 21, 22, single, 23, 24, increase, 25, 26, single, 27, 28, increase, 29, 30, single, 31, 32, and let's see. All right, increase, 33, 34, single, 35, 36, increase, 37, 38, single, 39, and 40. Again, that was 10 rounds of 10 rounds of 4. So we're going to move into, I'm going to adjust my pattern real quick because I noticed my stitch count was off there. So next step is going to be really easy. You're just going to single crochet in each stitch around. So you should have about 40 single crochets at the end. So 1, 2, 3, and feel free to pause at any time if you need to catch up. Again, the written instructions are going to be down below, so if you do feel like you missed a step or something like that, you can always check down below and see, or feel free to ask questions in the comments too. I do really enjoy answering your guys' comments. So yeah, feel free to um, let me know what you think of the pattern if you're trying it, what you're doing it for, if you're going to give it as a gift or something like that. Let me know. That'd be really, really fun to kind of find out and get to know. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And so far, this has been a pretty like yarn conservative pattern. I'm making 7 of these frogs. Um, and so far, like, I think this is number 4 or 5 body I'm making. So, and I've still got, that much yarn left. So it's been pretty good for that. And these are, like I said, pretty quick projects. Um, you probably, if you wanted to, I haven't tried this, but you probably could do it with a thicker yarn, and make like a big frog plushie. That'd be fun. Or you could make them, small like this and sell them as little gifts. The type I'm doing are the ones like you can buy on Amazon. You can get those little crochet animals. Um, and they have little like positive messages on them. And so I'm doing that on these. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to attach the cards yet because I want to make sure that they stay stuck. And yeah, so I need to figure out how exactly I'm going to do that. because I don't want them to stick just to the, like, you can see that there's fluff coming off of the yarn. I'm trying to show it, but I don't think it's showing up very well on camera. But the yarn is fluffy, so I want to make sure that it sticks well. I probably should burn the fluff off, and that might help stick everything to it. But yeah, so I'm just going until I have 40 stitches until I've gone around. Yeah, okay. Now, a trick too, this doesn't always work, but if you lose place when you're counting, you can kind of see where you started each round, see how it swirls like that. So I need to just get back to um, right about here where the rounds change. Sometimes that will mess you up, but that's usually how I go off of my projects to try and stay on track because I'm not the best at counting my stitches. And this I think would be a really, you could do this as a pretty versatile pattern. You could do it in different colors if you want different colored frogs. You could use some white yarn and make, little speckles on it, or however you wanted to do it. If you have a friend who likes, a specific type of frog, or you could do like that pink frog from Rio 2, the one where they get lost in, no, the one with it's got Kristen Chenoweth in it. I'm not sure which number it is. It might be the one where they're lost in the forest. I'm not sure, but you could, do something like that, or um, all sorts of stuff. That could be fun. So I'm almost back around. And let me know in the comments if you guys think I'm going either too fast or too slow. I haven't done a ton of tutorials yet, so let me know if I'm like if I'm how my speed is working for you guys. I don't want you to have to like feel rushed in your crochet process. I know for me sometimes I have to pause the videos and like I need to catch up on what they're doing, or I need to back it up and see what they're doing. So let me know how I can improve these tutorials, please. I really appreciate it. And there is, there's my last stitch. Okay, we've got our single crochets all the way around. Next, we're going to decrease and then do 3 single crochets all the way around. So a decrease is, and this is the easiest way I've learned. I learned an invisible decrease first, and I found that I really enjoy doing this version over the invisible decrease. So you've got your hook here. You're going to go into this first stitch, pull up the loop, 2 loops on your hook, and then go into the next stitch and pull up another loop. So you have 3 loops on your hook. Then you're going to just pull through all 3, and that's a decrease. So once your decrease is made, you're going to do single, 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 and then I'm going to show you the decrease again. So into the next stitch, pull up a loop, into the stitch after that, pull up a loop, yarn over through all 3. It's really, really easy. I enjoy it. It's a lot harder to see, which is nice. You can tell if you're looking for it, but it's nice that it's much more, to me, it's more invisible than the invisible decrease. So single, single, single. Whoop, actually I was wrong. We are not going to single crochet and decrease all the way. Nope. Never mind. I was right. I was reading the wrong round. Okay. So we are going to keep on decreasing and single crocheting all the way around. So decrease, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and decrease. Single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and decrease. Now, a really good channel to watch too if you do need like help on the super basic stitches. For one thing, you can let me know and I'm happy to try and make a tutorial or a little short or something. But some videos that are already out there are by the Woobles. I like watching their videos. They're short, to the point, and usually pretty easy to follow. So you can check them out on YouTube. Um, they're pretty nice to have available. Okay, 2, 3, and decrease. And then something that's helpful too, if you're like me and you're not good at counting your stitches, when you have a decrease, you can find the decrease underneath it so you know where you left off in the round. How much more you have to do of that round. Let's see. So there's my decrease. There's decrease. And I'm on a single now. So 1, 2, 3, and then this is going to be my last decrease. There we go. All right. And we've got that done, and you can see it's kind of curling up like this. It's kind of got a little bowl shape. And that's what we want because this is going to be like the frog's bottom. He's going to sit on this. So, and you could probably do a version of this bigger for a lily pad if you want to make him sit on a lily pad. That'd be really cute. Add a little cute flower or something. It'd be fun. All right. Now we're going to single crochet all the way around again. You should have 30 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okay. You can see even more of that little bowl shape. And we're going to kind of shape this as we go around because we want our frog's back to be leaning in so he looks like he's crouched in like a frog sitting position. Um, so yeah, and something, by the way, that is helpful for me, if you copy and paste the pattern that I have in the description, you can highlight each round as you go. That for me is really helpful, because it's easy to get lost, especially if you like go away and come back, then it can be really easy to get lost. Okay, sorry, my camera died, or was dying, so I went and grabbed my other battery, finished my coffee, and now back to it. So we just did our single crochets all the way around. Now this is one of the more difficult rounds because we need to do just a section differently and then the rest will be single crochets. And that's just so we can get the angle of like the frog leaning. So we're going to start with a decrease. In the next stitch, pull up a loop, repeat 3 loops through all 3 loops. All right, we've decreased. Now we're going to do a single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, and now we're going to single crochet around 25 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Apologies about the lighting. I'm in front of a window trying to get like good light, but it's having some trouble, I guess. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Just 5 more. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. All right. Now we're going to kind of do something similar, but we're going to do our single crochets and decreases and then do several single crochets. And then on the back side, once we get to the end, we're going to decrease and single crochet again. It sounds a lot scarier than it is. Don't worry. Okay. So you're going to decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet 3 times. So 1, 2, actually you are only going to single crochet once. My apologies. I was reading the next round down. Like I said, it's a very good idea to highlight where you are so you know what you're doing. Decrease, single crochet, and then you're going to single crochet 19 times. So 1, and this is going to be like the frog's belly. So you can see where it's already kind of leaning in here. This is going to be like his tummy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and that was our last one. Now we're going to decrease and single crochet once each. So decrease and single crochet. See, that wasn't too bad. Alrighty. Next is going to be similar. Single crochet, decrease, decrease again, and then single crochet 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to decrease again. This is where we're making his belly kind of come in. So it's got that round look, but it like comes in before it goes to his head. Alrighty. Decrease again. So 2 decreases here. Single crochet, single crochet again, decrease, single crochet, single crochet, 2 decreases, so 1, 2, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and 2 decreases, 1, 2. Alrighty, we're already more than halfway through the head, or the body, so that's exciting. Look how far that is. It's looking pretty good. Now, at any point now from now on, you can go ahead and stuff yours. Just kind of do it whenever you like. I know for me, I like to do it when there's enough room in the opening that I can actually fit my fingers into it. For me, I'm not going to be stuffing my frog in this video. I'm trying to, since like I said, I'm doing several frogs. I want to get all the stuffing done at the same time. So I'm not going to be stuffing mine in this video, but you can, feel free to pick a break and put your stuffing in whenever you want. If you're going to do, an essential oil or something in the middle, go ahead and do that whenever you are ready, and then, you can come back and finish the tutorial. Okay, this next round's pretty easy. 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 4 decreases, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Before we keep going, I know I just mentioned stuffing in the last round. Something to kind of keep in mind is, and stuffing for me is hard too. It's hard to find the perfect balance between like squishy and solid. Keep in mind what this would be used for. So if you're giving this to a little kid and it might be, squished and used as a toy, then you might want it softer. But if you're gonna give it to like an adult as like an appreciation gift, maybe it's a teacher appreciation gift, then you might want to keep it more firm so that it's more for decoration because it's not going to be getting squished and played with. So next round we're going to do single crochets all around. That should be 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if yours is not 14 around, that's okay. I don't think mine is. This is going to end up being 2 rounds for me. Um, it's that's totally fine. This is a really forgiving pattern. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And this is like his neck here. So we're about to start on his face. So you kind of got this little like Hershey Kissy shape. Kind of like Peep, honestly, too, if you look at it like this. So here's the frog's back, here's his little belly, and then here's his neck, and his head's going to get up on top next. So now you're going to do a decrease, a single crochet, four increases. So 1, 2, it's 1 increase, 2 increases, 3 increases, and 4 increases. Now you're going to single crochet again, decrease, and single crochet. And if it helps you can kind of flatten your plushie like this. I that just sometimes I end up doing that. Really just kind of entertains me, I guess. Um, but yeah, if you can do that however you want. Next, we're going to do decrease again. Single crochet 2, 1, 2, increase 8. So 1, that's 1 increase. 2 increases. 3 increases. 4 increases. 5 increases. 6 increases. 7 increases. And 8 increases. Now we're going to single crochet 2, 1, 2, and do 2 decreases. 1 and 2. Okay. Now this is where we're going to do the bobble stitches. Like I said, I'm going to walk you through it really slowly. They're super easy once you get the hang of them. They're pretty fun actually too. Okay, this is going to be like his froggy cheeks. So you're going to single crochet 4. That just gets us to our placement where we need his cheeks at. 2, 3, 4. And now you're going to yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over again. You have 4 loops on your hook, back into the same stitch, pull up a loop. You should have 5, yarn over again, and back into that same stitch, pull up another loop. You should have a total of 7 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3. See if I can get it to focus a little better. Okay, you should have 7 loops on your hook. Now, you're going to yarn over again, pull through 2 of the loops on the hook, do that again, and again, pulling just through 2 loops at a time. You're going to repeat that until you are down to your last 2 loops. Whoop, went too far. You should have your last 2 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through the last 2, and you're going to slip stitch into the last stitch over here. So that you can see where there's the height made by the bobble stitch. You're going to slip stitch into here. And then you're going to repeat that in the next stitch. So you can see it kind of makes this little pop. Yeah. Okay, so we've got half of a cheek here, and so the next step is going to be the same stitch we just did, that bobble stitch. We're going to do it in the stitch right next to us. So right there. So you're going to yarn over into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over into that stitch, pull up a loop, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over into the stitch, pull up a loop, and then we have 7 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2, 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 and then pull through your last 2, and then take your hook and insert into the far stitch closest towards the end. You're going to keep working this way, so you're going to go into this end like that, and you're going to slip stitch, which is just pull through, and then we got a cheek. Our little froggy's got a cheek. Now between this stitch between these stitches and the next cheek, what you're going to do is single crochet. You're going to single crochet 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to do the bobble stitches again. So yarn over, insert, take up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, 5 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, 7 loops on the hook. And then you're going to just yarn over and pull through 2 until you are down to your last 2 loops. Pull through those, and then you've got all of your loops taken care of. And then you can just finish your stitch by slip stitching into the end. Just like that. It's super, super easy. I'm going to go ahead and just do this one without talking it through. But yeah, it is very simple to do, and you could probably switch this if you know, like, a different fluffy stitch like this. Maybe you know a puff stitch or something. I'm sure you can swap that. I haven't tried that, so it may not work, but use what you're comfortable with. This is a beginner-friendly tutorial, and yeah, I want it to be something that's super easy for you guys to follow along. So I'm making my bobble stitch 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and pulling through. Alrighty. Once we've got that done, we've got both of our frog's cheeks, and you can really see how he's coming together now. So you can see like his face, and I mean he looks a little weird now because he's flattened, but you can see kind of what we're going with right now. Try and fluff him out some so you can see better. We got our little froggy. Okay. Now that we finished those bobble stitches, we're going to single crochet 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to decrease. So, and since it's been a while, decrease is just you pull up a loop and then you skip into the next stitch and pull up a loop there. Now it does get a little tricky going on top of these cheeks, so you're gonna have to kind of push your hook into there a little bit, but yeah, so it does get a little tricky there just because of the tightness of the loops. Alrighty. Now we're going to decrease again. This is our next round. This is round 16, round 16. We're going to decrease again. Then, once we get this done, decrease. All right. Now we're going to single crochet 2. 1, 2. Now we're going to decrease 3 times. So 1, 2, oops, sorry about that. Move to my tripod. And almost right. It's a little tight, like I said. There we go. And 3. Alrighty. Now we're going to single crochet 2 more. And this is just kind of making the head for our little froggy friend. 1, 2, almost. 2. Alrighty. Now we're going to decrease 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. 2 more single crochets. 1, 2. 1 decrease. 1 single crochet. And 1 decrease. Now, this is probably the latest you want to stuff it. You could probably go to the next, you can go to the next round. That's what I have written in the pattern. But, you know, it's kind of easier to stuff for me anyway, while you can still reach in there and like a hook could still fit in here and be able to like put the stuffing down the neck and stuff because you can see we've got a thin spot here. So now we're going to single crochet around and that's going to be about 10 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alrighty. So this is where I have written for you to stuff in the pattern, like I said. So your next step after stuffing is going to be to close, and I'm just going to tell you how to close it because I'm stuffing all of mine at the same time. I don't want to stuff one and then like need to go back and forth. So what you're going to do here is you're going to fill it with stuffing and you're going to decrease around 5 times. And you can, sorry about that, you can kind of close your plush however you want. If you have a way you're familiar with closing like amigurumi plushies, go for it. Um, you can pretty much do whatever you want. I've learned, you know, there's different ways to do it. You can decrease all the way around. You can decrease a few times and then kind of just sew it shut. That works too. Whatever you guys want to do. So in the pattern, I have written that you can decrease 5 times. So you're going to cut off, leaving a long tail. And that is your frog body. We're going to have him over here. Next, you're going to do the legs, and you're going to make 2 of these. So, and they're really quick and easy. So, we've got our yarn. You're going to make a slip knot. I like to do that by doing this, taking my top 2 fingers, holding the yarn, wrap around, so I have 2 loops on my fingers, turn it, under, over, pull through. Whoop, that did not work. Alrighty. Okay, there we go. I do it on the underside, I guess. For whatever reason, the explaining it is not going well with me today. Now you're going to chain 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We've got our 13 chains. Now in the second chain from the hook, we're going to single crochet 3. So first chain from hook, second chain, 1, 2, and 3, all in the same stitch. Now we're going to single crochet all the way along until the second to last stitch. So just single crochets here. Almost there. And at the second to last stitch, which is this one right after this one, you're going to single crochet 2. Alrighty. First few are usually a little tighter than the last ones. Alrighty. Single crochet 2 here in the same stitch. And then instead of going up and making this a square, we're going to go around. So you can see the other side of our chain stitches here. If you look really closely, this side is thinner and this side is thicker. And the thinner side is where we're going to be working. So In the first stitch on this other side, you're going to single crochet 3 into the same stitch. I'm so sorry about that. My phone keeps going off. Alrighty. Single crochet 3. Turn my volume off. Now we're going to keep single crocheting along just like we did on the first side. And this is going to be basically the same premise for the arms. These are the back legs, and the other ones are going to be the arms. They're just going to be a little bit shorter. But you could make them, the same length if you wanted to. For me, I need them to be short so I can attach a little card to the front of them. So you could always change them to fit your needs, whatever that might be. And once we are to the once we're in the last stitch, we're going to single crochet 2 here, slip stitch into our first single crochet up here, and we're going to, I like to chain 2 to tie off. For me, that works best. And you're going to leave a long tail for sewing the leg on. And there you have it. So then when you want to sew the leg on, you're just going to bend it in like a froggy shape. Alrighty, we've got both of our legs done now. So now I'm going to show you guys how to do the arms. And like I said, you can make the arms bigger or longer or whatever if you need it. Maybe you want your frog, to be swinging on a lily pad hanging from like your rear view mirror or something. And you might need longer arms for that. So it's really like just up to you how you want to do this. So you're going to make a slip knot, and then you're going to chain 7. Let me scroll down on my pattern so I have it right in front of me. And you're going to make 2 of these again also, by the way. So chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now you're going to single crochet 3 into the second chain from the hook. 1, 2. So single crochet 3 in the stitch. 1, 2, and 3. 3. All right. Single crochet along the chain until you get to the last stitch. And then in the last stitch, you're going to single crochet 2. So 1 and 2. And this is going to be the same as the leg. You're going to work into the other side. So this is the side we just made, and we're going to work into this side. So you're going to single crochet 3 in the first stitch on this unworked side. 1, 2, 3. And then again, single crochet down the line until you get to the final stitch. And you'll put 2 stitches into that final stitch. Now at the final stitch, like I said, you're going to put 2 single crochets in that final stitch. 1 and 2. Then you're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet you made, just to make it nice and round. And the slip stitch, like I said, you insert into the stitch you're trying to slip stitch into, yarn over, pull through all loops. And I like to chain 2, like I said, to tie off. For me, that just works best. It doesn't seem to unravel as easy. And you're going to leave a long tail for sewing. So there's our first little arm. And then you're going to do that one more time, so you have obviously 2 arms. Next, I'm going to show you guys how to do the eyes. Now, for me, I'm just making like eye sockets basically. You could, I'm sure, just put your eyes on the face of the frog here, but I'm making little eye like sockets that I'm going to put googly eyes in. So, the same as the body, you're going to start with a magic ring. This is super, super easy. Magic ring. And all you're going to do for the eyes is you're going to single crochet 6 into the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you're going to pull the tail to close. You've got a nice little circle here. And remember to leave the tail over the stitches so that you can work over it so you don't have to weave it in later. You're going to single crochet in each stitch around, so just 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You're going to slip stitch into the next single crochet. So right about here, slip stitch, and then tie off, leaving a long tail. So that is your eye socket, and you might want to make it bigger or smaller depending on what you're using for eyes. If you have safety eyes, you could do it that way. I'm just gonna, like I've said, I'm just gonna do googly eyes. And you need to remember when you're sewing this on, you want the pretty side to be backwards. The wrong side is going to be facing the front of your plushie because you're going to be putting eyes over it. So you're going to make 2 of those, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to do your sewing. Okay, so now it's time to do your sewing. And I've got both of my legs, I've got an eye, and I've got an arm. So first thing is this is very versatile. You might, you can sew the limbs on really easily wherever you need them for what you're using this for. Me, I'm going to put the legs in the back, and I want them to be kind of in this froggy shape, like that. So I'm going to be sewing it up here towards the back. Let me try and fluff this out some. I'm going to be putting my legs at the back here. And I take the nice side, fold it in, and sew it up against the back of the frog, and then try to angle it like this so I can sew the foot along the bottom so it faces the front like that. So that's how I plan to do mine. Now you could, if you want, just kind of cute little leggy froggy, you could do, just like this, have them kind of hanging out. You could have them like, you could even just do the front arms, whatever you want to do. And then the arms, I'm going to be putting like this because they need to go on the sides, but they need to be where they wrap to the right spot so they can hold a little card like that. So mine's going to be going right along the side, right underneath pretty much, right under or right behind the cheek. And then the eyes, so you can see once I fill out the head here, this part's going to be round once it is closed off. So you're going to just put the eyes somewhere like this, and that is your little frog's face. So there's going to be two, obviously. I can hold this up. This is about the same size. So I can hold this up so you guys can kind of see. You're going to have your two little froggy eyes like that. So yeah, I hope that this was helpful. I really, really appreciate you guys staying and checking out this video. If you guys want to see more tutorials, please, please, please let me know. I'm super happy to do them. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys sticking around. Like I said at the beginning, if you didn't know, Jesus loves you so, so much. You are so special, and I love and appreciate you, and I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you stay and stick around. It's pretty fun over here, I think. Um, yeah, so if you did like this video, please like and comment. Let me know. I really do appreciate it. And if you could share this video with anyone you know who does crochet, yeah, let me know. Thank you guys. Bye.